Hey GCC, happy Friday. Man, we just came off of a great weekend, didn't we? A lot of people that we haven't seen in a while. And man, we still had a great online presence as well. And we had 14 baptisms. That was awesome. I love seeing change like that happen, people to respond. We actually knew of four of the baptisms. And so the 10 people that just kind of spontaneously came forward, man, when God moves like that, we just can't help but celebrate and be happy for them. And we've been praying for them this week and excited to see what God's going to do through them in their new life with Him. We did want to give you just a little bit of a heads up with things lightening up. We are going to take away our social distance seating, knowing that we have plenty of room for people to spread out in. That will, as more and more people are coming back, that will allow for more people to be in here, but still spread out a little bit. What do we do with masks? We've never required masks. I think we've encouraged for volunteers to please wear a mask. I think what we want to do going forward from an adult perspective is I just want you to be mindful. If you're working the doors, if you're greeting people, there's still people that are going to come that still feel very comfortable wearing a mask in and out. And I would just encourage you to think about what Christ says, to deny yourself, pick up your cross daily and follow me. And so maybe there's a time where we have a mask with us, and as we're talking to somebody, and if they're wearing a mask, we say, hey, I'm going to put this on because if it's going to make you feel comfortable, then I'll do that. If you're working the doors, you see a family coming that's wearing a mask, maybe you put yours on just to help them feel comfortable. But I want to leave you to make the decision on that, but just think about the other person. And I want to let Kip and then Hannah tell you a little bit about what that means for student and kids ministry as well.
Student ministry is a little bit different. We start working with these students and we start to think of them as individuals separate from their family, and it leads us to believe things like they're responsible for their own health and safety. And so when it comes to the mask issue, we're like, well, these kids don't care. They think they're invincible. I mean, they think that nothing can touch them. They're like superheroes. They're almost like John in a Gaston costume. It's like they can't be touched by this virus. But as you're thinking whether to mask up or not around the students, remember that their health is not their thing, it's their parents. And we know the parents quite well. So as you're in student ministry, be mindful of not only what's going on with the students, but the parents' preferences as well. So we encourage you to keep your mask with you and mask up when you're close to those kids. And I'll turn it over to Hannah.
So I'm going to start off with some really great news. Because we're in the blue again, we are opening up our playrooms and bringing out our free time play toys for the elementary kids. So it's going to feel like Christmas. We had Easter last week, and this Sunday is going to feel like Christmas because we have all this stuff to get to play with that we haven't been able to use for several months now. We are still going to strongly encourage that the kids come with their masks, especially because there are times when we're going to be close together playing a game or doing some kind of activity where we can't spread out, and so we'd like to be able to put our masks on during that time. But when we are able to spread out around a table or spread out to our spots on the floor, then we're going to take our masks off. And we're going to ask the volunteers to do that same kind of thing. If they're going to be close, interacting with the child, to have their mask on, and if we can have some distance, then we're going to be free if you feel comfortable to take your masks off. So
awesome. Hey, we'll get through this one day at a time, and we're excited to see you guys this coming Sunday. We'll see you then.